And on today's episode, we're going to make a soup. Now it's winter time in my region, and cold weather means warm soup. So we're going to go looking around into the pantry and see what we have insofar as vegetables. I usually like to make root vegetable soups at this time of the year. Now most of you are familiar with celery, which you can see on the right, but today we're going to use celeriac or celery root. It's native to southern Europe and parts of the Levant. It's an oddly shaped root, but it goes well with potatoes and other root vegetables, and it has a nice celery flavor with a bit of mineral to it. So here's what we're going to need for our soup. We're going to need celery root, potatoes, butter, celery leaves, some stock, and a bit of lemon. That's an optional step. It helps prevent the celery root from oxidizing or going brown. So we've gone over our mise en place, and we're going to start with our garnish. So first we gather up our celery leaves, wash them and dry them, and then we bunch them up like this, and we proceed to slice them. This is known as the chiffonade cut. Very thin ribbons. Now we grab our celery root and we're going to remove the lower roots in a straight line, right across just like this. So we take our knife and we carefully go right down and remove all those lower roots. It's very hard to get at the dirt in them, so it's best to remove it and use it for another purpose. Now we peel everything. Once all the peeling is done, we're going to cut everything into little half-inch cubes. So you first cut along the length, turn it, cut along the other length, and you should get nice cubes, about ½ inch in length. And we're going to do this for all our potatoes and all the celery root to ensure everything is more or less uniform, which means everything cooks at the same time, and that's what you want to do. Front load your work ahead of time, makes the end product a lot easier to do. So now everything is chopped, peeled, and ready to go. All the mise en place is done, so let's get on with cooking our soup. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a pan, we're going to get it on medium-high heat, and we're going to add all our butter inside. And you have to make sure it starts to foam up, just like this. Then what we do is we add all our celery root and potato cubes into the melted butter. Just cook it out for approximately 5 minutes, making sure that you stir it to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. And then we'll get on to our next step. So everything's cooked out for 5 minutes, and now we add our vegetable or chicken stock and we bring it up to the boil. Now what I usually do is I add a little bit of salt, about 1 gram's worth, just before it hits the boil, and then we just let the heat do its work. So once it's hit the boil, we cover and lower the heat and let it simmer for 15 minutes. Then we test the cubes to make sure they're done. You poke it with a knife, and if it slides off, boom, you're ready. Now all we have to do is blend it, and we adjust the seasoning. So blend it, taste it. If it needs a bit more salt or pepper, add it to your taste. So once it's fully pureed, you'll have a nice homogeneous mixture like this. And if it's too thick, just add some hot stock and that'll thin it out to the soup consistency that you like. And we garnish it with those chopped up celery leaves we did at the beginning. Simple celery flavor, a nice thick soup, warm, ideal for the winter time with a slice of toasted bread. Try it out, people. Celery root, it's good for you. Cheers.